Woohoo! And we are live. All right, so we are live, and so I should first start with thank you so much for joining Into the Core podcast. I'm really excited about what is happening here. I feel like I'm just reuniting with my family. I feel like I made
Right.
family when I was in 2018
I can't
November.
even believe that it was that long ago. I'm like, wait, it was.
Right? Yes. And we're in 2020 and things are
Right.
about to go down in America anyway. And
It's
things have been going down. But
crazy.
we're going to get back and we're going to talk about that. So I usually do an intro to Into the Core and I got to play it. So here we go. Into the Core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the Core.
Get into it.
Into the Core.
Get into it.
Into the Core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond.
I'm not.
All good things in Africa and beyond, 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 beyond.
Did I hit a
And this is
pause?
definitely beyond. Huh?
Oh, I'm over here touching stuff. It's just a pause up on me. I just wanted to make sure I didn't mess up anything.
Oh no, you look perfect. So let me do a formal introduction. I would love for you, whoever you and you and you and you and you and you and you are, I would love for you to meet Iris. She is the founder of These Pink Lips. Not for the faint-hearted. I remember when you came to Nairobi, I was just like, oh my God, my mom's gonna kill me. But you were definitely, you're like the sweetest person with the most fiercest brand out there. I mean,
Ew.
why didn't I wear my t-shirt? But anyway, thank you. I'm wearing
I
a
gotta see
Diana.
another one because I got some updated ones where I added my logo down here instead of in the back. So I had to send up
Oh,
and
hey. No, but then I need the updated one. But thank you so much for joining me on Into the
thank
Core.
you
I
for
see you
having me.
doing so many beautiful things. You've since become a mother. I believe Kenya did a number on you. I was
Right.
like, we just we just added like our little spices. Well, I hear go home with spices.
Right,
And
right.
then and now we have baby pills and we are just excited. I don't want to say her real name, but I mean,
That's
I guess if
fine.
anybody
You can. It's fine. Apple.
what
But
why
everybody
don't
calls her baby pill, little pill.
okay, so why don't you introduce yourself without me just talking over you?
Well, my name is Iris Barbee Bonner. My brand is These Pink Lips. I'm an artist. A lot of people like to say I'm a designer, but I just say I'm an artist, and I just use a different canvas.
Mm.
Most of my work is, I guess, about female empowerment and just uplifting yourself, pussy power, she's the boss, all that good stuff. So I like
I
a lot
love
of
it.
colors, a lot of bright, bold, in your face, kind of. I guess the shirts. I'm supposed to be taking my baby to the park after this. I'm like, I'm going to still wear this shirt. I'm just going to put a little jacket on.
You know, can I tell you, I wore your shirt once, and I say once because that was the moment where I felt the most liberated. I
Hmm.
was like, you know what? Today's that day. Today's that day that I dare you to say something to me.
Right.
And I wore it and I got so many compliments. And I think I told you about this when we spoke over the phone once. And I was like, there was this kid who ran to me and was like, is that from These Pink Lips? And it was like
Oh my God.
this little kid who I was just like, how would you know anything about These Pink Lips? And he was like, can I take a picture with you? And he was like, my friends are going to be so jazzed. And I was just like, okay, yeah, very interesting. But I mean, it like everything for you just speaks for itself. It's really beautiful. So, okay, in terms of like what you said, you created a brand that is about women, about uplifting women, and I'm just literally quoting, uplifting and inspiring women to be sexy, strong, beautiful, and comfortable with her femininity and power. I mean, how did the structure and the depth of these pink lips start? How did that formulate? Was it because something happened, and was it something that you realized, like in society, where you were like, wait a second, people are getting, people are feeling a certain way? But yeah, why don't you explain that?
I would say it was just real organic. Like when I started my brand, I didn't even know I was starting a brand. Growing up, I always knew that I would be an artist. I just didn't know like doing what. I love to draw since like forever, and I'm like, I'm gonna draw when I get older. And people will be like, well, artists. I guess it was just a lot of people not knowing artists or just thinking it was like not obtainable. Like, oh, you're gonna be a starving artist, or artists don't make any money. Like I remember like I told my mom, like, I went to college for you. So I just always knew that I would be an artist. So when I was drawing, it was just me drawing things that I liked or how
Yeah,
I felt as I got older. When I started like doing my paintings of the women that were naked and they had like these crazy words or inspiring words behind them, it was just literally how I felt or how I wanted to be because I was really shy growing up. I'm still a little shy, but a lot of people don't believe it because my work is just crazy. Like if you follow me on Instagram, I don't even really talk a lot like online. I never go live. I don't. I'm just always posting pictures because like I'm a kind of quiet person. So growing up, I was like really shy. I didn't talk to a lot of people, so I expressed myself through my artwork. So I would draw these women and they would just be like just dressed in a certain way or just had like these words behind them. And it was just like, how I wanted to feel or how I wish that I could be at the time, like more outspoken, bold,
yeah,
face this, that, and the third. And so it was just me creating like stuff for myself that made me feel good. And when I started making clothes, it was because I didn't see like, oh, I want a shirt of a girl sucking a lollipop and it says this on here, or I want a shirt that says pussy power. I don't see it, so I'm gonna make it for myself. Like, why not paint on my own shirt? And then I started making stuff for her. Then my friends would one time when we would go out, people were like, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? Like, and I would even be shy. Then my friend like, oh, she made it. Like even now, like me and my girlfriends went out the other day and I had a Pussy Not War hoodie on, and people were like, "Oh my god, I love that hoodie." And I don't just be thinking nothing of it, and I'm just like, "Thank you." And my friend like, "Oh, she made it. Give me a card." Yada yada yada. So it was really just like just me making stuff for myself and things that I liked or that I would wanted to wear, and it just went into other people wanting it. So I just started taking it more seriously, and that's how it happened. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I want to cater to this woman. It was just really about me like doing stuff for myself. And as it, started to grow, it was about like, okay, it's other women who feel like me. So this is for the woman who's like me. And then I started, getting a larger following. And some women don't want to wear a shirt that says "pussy not war." And I'm like, that's fine. Well, I have the "she's the boss" because if you're a little bit more laid back or a little bit more chic and you want like a black and white "pussy not war," "she's the boss," then that can be for you. Or you can get a girl power and that can be for your daughter. So it was just really
yeah.
like, just me doing things that I liked and had fun doing.
Which I think is so beautiful. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I guess every woman has got like a place or a statement that they can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
On the day that I wore the Pussy Not War, I was just like, yeah, bring it on. Tell me whatever you want to say, but
Right,
right now, I'm not even feeling your vibe. I mean, like right now, it's just about me. And
right.
then, um, and I know I put it aside and I said anytime I wear it is going to be the time where I'm like I'm feeling myself,
Right,
I'm
right.
you want to walk with that.
And that's how I want you to feel. Like I want you to feel like not ashamed, like, oh, I gotta cover this up, or I
Yeah.
want you to feel like, yes, I'm owning it. This is what I got on. Like, Either you're
Yeah.
gonna like it or you're not. I always say it's like it's really no in between because I'll either get like, oh my god, I love your shirt, or people looking like, what did she have on? But you know,
Like, why would you do that? Anyway,
right.
so yeah, then you're like, yeah, step, bye. Um, so who was your first person that you collaborated with? Was it so in my head, I don't know why I'm seeing it as Cardi B. Was it Cardi B or was it Amber Rose?
The
Or was there
first
somebody else before that, like in terms of celebrity wise and stuff like that?
I can't even remember. Like I've done like a lot of things. Well, I would say like the first person who I collaborated with was probably Patricia Field. Like me having my pieces in her store, and a lot of people will go into her stores. She has a crazy fan base. She does Sex in the City, so she has like that celebrity type fan base, and people will be buying it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know, that they bought it, and they probably didn't even know who I was at the time. So I would
Yeah.
probably say Patricia Field because I definitely was working with her before Amber Rose. I feel like more people probably didn't. I guess like the Amber. I don't know how to. What am I trying to say?
Well, you know what the
Like her type
placement
of
then was.
clientele probably didn't really notice until like she wore to the VMAs or whatever. But like my first big collab I would say was Patricia Field, and she had her own type of clientele, and they would buy stuff and people were like, oh my god, you know the such and such got on your shirt. I wouldn't even know who some of the people were, and I'm like, oh okay, that's cool. I see like different people who were in bands, like guys, they would have jeans on, the girls would have like the t-shirts on. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So yeah.
But that's what I love about you. You have another different type of humility about you that is just so, it's so beautiful. Like if I worked with Patricia Field, I mean, Iris, you wouldn't even be able to talk to me. I'd just be like, who are you? Like I'll be like, away with you, child. Please. Lock her up. Put her in the
She's
dungeon.
hilarious. I remember when I first met her because I'm from Philly. I live in Philly. I've always lived in Philly. But me and my friend, we would go to New York, and I would always tell them like, "Yo, I love this lady. I love her aesthetic. Like, we gotta go to her store." I remember the first time I went to her store, and I was just like amazed, and I was just like, "Yo, this is me." Like, she had the crazy paintings on the wall, crazy clothes. The staff was like dressed however they wanted to be, and I just fell in love with it. So then like after I went to her store, the manager had hit me up and was like, Pat loves your stuff. And I'm like, wait, Patricia Field, like she know my work? And I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding. Like I was literally just there. And like when I met her, I was just like, oh my God, like, just kind of starstruck. And she's such a sweet lady, like she's down to earth. And
She's like you.
yeah, it was like, I'm like, I really look up to her, and I was just like, oh my God, like I can't believe it. And like we've been working ever since. That was like 2012. Yeah, 2012. And then I
All the
did
way till.
Rose 2015. So
And you been doing collaborations all through that time now? I mean, like into. I know that she just did something recently. Were you part
yeah, she
of
just
what
did
she
like a
did?
virtual show for
Yeah.
New York Fashion Week. So I was a part of that. I got the link on my page. I didn't put it on my website yet, but it's on my page. We did a virtual show where it's like a couple different artists. We all like mostly do hand painted, handmade items, studded items, and
Yeah.
we had like 4 different looks that we did for the virtual show where she talked about us, how she met us, and then it showed like our runway look. So that was really cool. We just did that, and she just did a campaign with Brazzers, the porn company. I
Oh
work with them
wow.
so for the Pornhub Awards, but she just did like a New York Fashion Week campaign with them, and I had some pants in there. So yeah, it's
I
kind
love it. You're bloody fierce. I swear to God. I'm just like, okay, so what was so by the time Amber Rose has walked in, was it through her stylist when you've gotten your Amber Rose, you've gotten your Cardi B? I remember when Melissa was telling me, she's like, oh, we need to invite somebody completely edgy. And she was like, this is going to be really edgy. And she was like, oh, she's called ThesePinkLips. I follow her. She's amazing. And when I looked at your stuff, and she was like, oh, and she's working, she's done something for Cardi B. And I was like, Cardi B, the one who like Bodiac. And she's
Right.
like, and she's like, yeah, her. And I was like, has she really blown up? I'd like, let me just bite my words right now. Like, has she really blown up? Who says those things? You know, but she was right then getting into her space and owning
Right.
her space, obviously. How is that? I mean, like, how has that been since? I mean, you've
That's
got Marriage
been wonderful.
Obliged and
It just seems like most of my, like, if I meet like a celebrity and they want to like collab with me, it's like real organic. I feel like they really love you. First of all, if you like want to wear my pieces, like you have to really just love the work, because it's not like, oh, I want this, or like, you know what I mean? I have a certain aesthetic, so you must really like it or love it if you want to wear it. I
yeah,
remember I met Cardi B through Patricia Field, her stylist. Patience went to the store, Patricia Field's old store, and she was looking like to pull pieces. And at that time, that's when Cardi B was like first coming up, and a lot of people, brands were like, "Oh, we don't want to work with her. She's a stripper. She's this, that, and the third." And Pat was like, "Yeah, like, you want to pull some pieces, sure." And she pulled the She's the Boss cape, and she wore it for a complex photo shoot. And then after that, me and her stylist became really like cool and close. And right now, she's her PR. But at the time, this is when Cardi first was coming up, and she was like styling her. She would come to my house and pull pieces, buy pieces. And I
yeah,
remember when they hit me up for the Amazon commercial, and she was like, you've been working with Cardi for a long time, and she just really appreciate like that you were like one of the first designers that was like, yeah, sure, she can use my pieces, when a lot of people didn't really understand her as an artist. And she was just like, she has this Amazon commercial that she's doing for the Super Bowl. And they were like, you could pick any person that you want to work with. And she was like, I want to work with these pink lips. She deserves this. Like, and I just thought that was like amazing. And she just hit me up. I sent her a couple pieces. She wore the jacket, and I forget what Super Bowl it was. I think that was 2018. I'm horrible at sports. Whatever year that was that the Eagles won, that's when she had it on for the Amazon commercial. So I had met her
oh
through,
wow.
yeah. And that was just
I
like,
mean,
it's like real organic. I like those type of relationships to where it's like, it's not forced. Like if I like you as a person, celebrity, doesn't matter. And I like your vibe, then, yeah, we can work together. Because to me, I'm not looking at like, oh, this is a celebrity or this isn't a celebrity. I'm just like vibing off of like, I love your aesthetic. I love your style. I love who you are as a person. So,
yeah. No, I mean, like, I even see one of the biggest, she runs one of the biggest, actually, the biggest modeling agency here in Nairobi. Her name is Dorothy Oliech. I've just seen she's put up there. She's like, I want one. And I have to say, she's one of the fiercest mamas I know who's working out here in Nairobi. I don't know if you got to meet her, but I can't remember what happened. Dorothy, did you ever come for one of the segments? Anyway, that said, and then she's got her own wine company. So cheers,
oh wow.
Dorothy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't
she's
know.
got a wine brand, I should say, wine brand,
Okay.
um, called Dorothy's Blend. So, mommy, here's to you. Let me just
I
take a
will
sip of
definitely
mine.
look it up.
Mm.
You gotta send me the link. I always like trying different, especially like black owned brands or like wine and different stuff like that. So
Dorothy, there you go. I'll put you guys in touch, and then you can see how. Yeah, you can definitely check her out. Check out
okay.
her blend. It's really beautiful. Actually, it's a first. Was was Daddy Pills his
He's
stuff,
doing the
man.
peaky
Oh my
vodka.
god, he's doing the vodka. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I just remember at some point I was so stressed out. I was like, I'm all up in this vodka. And it doesn't give hangovers,
No,
man.
it doesn't. I'm not even a clear drinker, but I was like, yeah, that doesn't give me a hangover.
Like I need a case of that stuff,
Yeah,
especially during this COVID period. I'm just like, daddy pills, hook me
definitely.
up. Um, okay, wait. So um after Cardi B, I see that and we were just talking about this earlier, um doing something for Billy Porter, and you already spoke about that. I think he's like one of the most brilliant, most fiercest people who are, and he makes statements. I mean, like
Right.
his work is just about making statements. How was it working with him, and how did that collaboration come
Well, I
around?
never met him in person. But there was another thing that I got through Patricia Field. His stylist was on tour. He brought the F You Pay Me bag. And he was
Yeah,
literally like carrying a bag with him everywhere he went. Like I forget what award show it was. I'm drawing a blank. But I remember I was like the Met Gala, I think. The first time I seen him with it, and then he would just was wearing it everywhere. And I was like, I love that you love this bag. Like I'm always seeing you with it on. Like every photo you have it on. Like he's like, it's my favorite bag. Like we were DMing each other, and he was
yeah,
like, yeah, I gotta get some more bags. And I was like, okay, just let me know. He's like a sweet person. Um,
yeah.
I just love his style. I love that he doesn't care what anyone thinks. He's just doing him. He's like, I'm like, that's what my brand is for. Because when I first started out, my brand, I guess it was like kind of catering to women. And then gradually, like guys would buy it, and they're like, well, can I wear this? I'm a guy, but I want to wear pussy power. I'm like, listen, you can wear whatever you want. Like at the end of the day, pussy power is not just like for women, and it's not just my brand isn't. It's for anyone. Like if that makes you feel good, makes you feel confident, and you like the way you look in it, then like rock out. So I like people like that aren't afraid to like be themselves, and I like to see my clothes when they're on people like that, because I'm like, yo, this is literally who I'm making the pieces for. Like it was me making pieces for myself because I didn't see things, and like now, I'm making it for other people who are like, the kind of people who I want to see my pieces in, just like being confident and not being afraid to be yourself. So
Oh, I love it. I love it. And now that you've become like a mom, I really love mom shit bags. I want one of
and that's a
I was
collaboration
like,
I'm doing with a girl. Her name is oh my god, why am I drawing a blank? This is terrible.
it's called mom
Joy.
shit.
She gonna be like, girl, how the hell you forget my name? We done done like so many collabs. Joy. I saw these bags and I was like, oh my god, I love these bags. And she hit me up and I was like, yo, I really was about to hit you up. Like, we should do a collab. And she was already making a mom shit bags that she was making jean ones, black ones, pink ones. And I was like, we could do a collab and I could put my signature lip on them. And we just been, I forget when we started, but we did like a couple of drops. And like every time we put the bags up, they sell out like so fast. It's crazy. But yeah, that's just like
I
happened, like, real organic. And ever since we just been working on each other. She's
I
another
I
also.
love them, love them, love them. Because I was just like, why didn't somebody get me like a mom shit bag when like like when DJ was like much younger?
And I told her,
Um,
I was like, yo, you still can wear a mom shit bag even if your baby is 18 or however old. You still
oh,
can put mom
that's true.
shit in there. Like your lipstick can be your mom shit. You got
That's
all this stuff. Like,
But
so
I'm
yeah.
just thinking this might not be a really good look for me, but I was just thinking like this would have been so great for me to wear at the mall. Where, where like the mall I used to work at,
Uh,
just have like, Linda, why you late? And then you've got the mom and you're just like, dude,
I
get
make
with
a
the
bag
time.
every. I be forgetting that it has a curse word on it. Like I'm like walking my baby, we go for walks, we go to the park. People probably looking like, who is this crazy mom? Like I
Yeah,
had
but
one at the zoo.
internally we all just want a piece of that pie. We're all just like her. Yeah, 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 I got that bag. you know so what else are you working on right now? I mean, in terms of where these pink lips are, and then I also want you to talk a little bit about the Pussy Garden, because I see like you've been celebrating anniversaries, and I was like, wait a second, This is just how underground I've been feeling, and this is why I just said I need to get back to my tribe. Where is my tribe, Dorothy? I'm coming for you now. I'm ready for you. So it's like, where's my tribe? Yeah.
Well, right now, like lately, I've just been working on a lot of accessory pieces.
Oh,
Everybody been
nice.
asking me for the longest, when you gonna do masks? When you gonna do masks? When you gonna do masks? And I was just looking for, like, the right manufacturer for like certain way that I wanted my mask to look.
Yeah.
So I just started working on masks. I just released some that said "Vote Bitches," and
Mhm.
I got that phrase from working with Billy Porter. He wanted like some bags that say "Vote" and kind of be all quirky or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, these would be cool on a mask." And I feel like especially with young people, like you funk it up and make it a way to where it's like stylish and kind of cool. I guess if you want to say, like, just
Yeah.
make fashion with a huge statement, because I'm like, we need to be out here voting. Like, why not make it fashionable and kind of cool thing to do, which I feel like now a lot of younger people are more getting into exercising their right to vote and being more out there and just owning it and doing more as a community. So I thought it would be cool to do these masks. Like, everyone's wearing a mask. Everyone's going to see what it says on your mask. So why not, have a mask with a statement? Like, we need to be out here voting. And I'm like, it's the perfect time to put them out there.
Why do you think, like, right now is an important time for, and I say, Black community to vote? Why is it
I don't
important?
even feel like it's just like right now. I feel like it's always been important. And I'm like, when you don't, this is what happens. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know no better way to say it, but it's just fucked up. It's really fucked up out here. It's just like, when you see like so many of us getting killed by police, by people who aren't police, and nothing is happening, and the schools are a mess, and you have our president like we have, and diseases is killing people. I'm like, this is why it's important for us to vote. Like, I'm like, if you haven't learned anything, this is the reason why you should vote. Like, we're in this situation now because a lot of people, especially Black people, didn't vote. And it's just crazy to me. I'm like, I
And
was
you
just
know what? And you know what? I mean, like, the importance, and I say it's also something here in Kenya,
mhm,
where we need to really make sure that we pay attention to who we're putting into office, because at the end of the day, when something goes wrong, you don't have anyone else to blame other than yourself,
right,
or other than, yeah, you can't say, oh, I really wanted to, but this time around I couldn't, and then
right,
you start blaming government and decisions that government is making. But I know that right now there's a huge heavy push, which is why I've put below, just for anybody who's watching from the States, listen, you have an opportunity. You still have some timeline left, between now and October 27th, well, earliest September 14th, all the way till October 27th, if you're still trying to figure out how to do it. But I do feel like, yeah, especially in the States, it's an important time for people to make some serious decisions
right,
and exercise.
right. And so many people are like, "Oh, my little vote is not going to matter, or it doesn't even matter," because I'm like, yeah, all these people are messed up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no one's perfect, but it's better to have than to just have you know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather
No, I
have,
hear you.
please. I'm like,
I,
this is
I hear
everybody
you.
instead of this nutcase that we have right now. I'm like, I'm not too hype about the options that we have, but better than what we have right now. So
How are you feeling about the whole Breonna Taylor movement right now?
I'm not surprised. It's sad to say, but I'm not surprised. I had a feeling that it was going to go this way. I'm like, this is another reason why we got to get out there and be more proactive, like doing stuff, because things like this happen. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get
You,
how you can do something like that and then just think it's okay, when I know if it was the other way around, that the person would have been arrested, probably not even had made it out, would have been killed. And you just, this girl lost her life over nothing. Like, she was in her house minding her own business. This could happen to me. This could happen to any one of us, and
Yeah.
get away with it. Like, they were showing one cop was just out in the supermarket buying stuff, like just living his life. Not from the Beyonce case, I forget which one this was. Like, there's so many of them, and it's just like they just out here living their lives, and it's just like we just get killed and just whatever is happening, and it's like, okay, it's no big deal. But the crazy
Yeah.
thing is, I feel like most of us knew that it was going to turn out this way, especially when they offer her parents money. Then they started talking about, oh, shutting the city down. I'm like, they already know. Like, they've been knew what they were going to do. So,
Oh, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, there's also a lot of those incidents, and I really say that they happen here in Kenya. And I mean, it is there's a lot of activists who speak way better than I would. I mean, because I wish I was as strong as they are in
mm,
terms of getting out there and working to make sure that justice is served. But I do feel that getting getting justice for all the right reasons is
right,
important. You know, it's just important, plain and
right.
simple. Let's talk about where did the Pussy Garden come from? Where did that come up, and what has that been about?
Well, it's was originally like starting off as just my studio. Like, it was getting crazy at my house. Like, my work was just everywhere, and I'm like, yo, I cannot. Like, I love what I do, but I'm like, people think that just because I love what I do that I like it all the time. Like, no, I have some days where I'm sick of it. I don't want to wake up and see my work right in front of my face. And, I was just starting to feel overwhelmed. So I'm like, I need a studio space. It's about time I get a studio space. And plus, when I want to do like pools or different things, work with different stylists, I don't want people coming to my house. So I found a studio space. My landlord is super cool. He was like, you can do whatever you want to do to it. So I was just like, okay, if I'm going to be working in a studio space, I want it to be a place where I love being. I'm going to be working here a lot. So I forget. I think that this is the third year. I'm
Yeah, because
horrible.
I saw that you just celebrated your
Yeah.
second anniversary, so you're on your third year.
Wait, I think so. Don't quote me. My mind is all over the place.
That's all right. That's all right.
I
That's
think
why I
it is
say,
the third year or the second year. It might be the third year now. Something like that. I don't know. Third or second. I
yeah.
think I'll be like, oh yeah, then it was the third or it was the second. But yeah, and it went from like, people were like, oh, can I run out to space? Because they liked the way it looked. And I would like, let people rent it out to do photo shoots. I've done photo shoots there. And now I'm not in my studio as much because people are literally, I have to go to my studio today because I have someone renting out today, someone renting out tomorrow. So now I'm in my basement doing my all my work because it was getting crazy to the point to where I would have my work there, I would be doing work, and then I would have someone wanting to rent it, then I have to take my work out. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I need another space to do my actual work or a bigger space. But I really love the space that I'm in. My landlord is amazing. So I don't know, I gotta figure it out. But yeah, it was a place where I could do like events at. I would have like little pop-up shops and do my photo shoots there. I would have like a little girls powwow with me and my friends.
Oh, that's
And then I was
awesome.
like, other people would hit me up and say that they wanted to, probably have like a girls' night or a birthday party or a video shoot or a blog, podcast, whatever. So I just, started letting people rent out the space, and I went
How
out
much?
for.
Does it depend how much you rent out the space?
Yes, the starting price is 200, and that gets you 2 hours. And every hour after that is 50 an hour. I have it on Airbnb. It's the easiest, safest way for me to do it. I have a These Pink Lips Pussy Garden page. And then when I was thinking of the name, I was just like, what do I want this to be? My friend was like, what a pussy garden? Because I love flowers. So that's what
Yeah.
kind of the theme was. But I'm horrible with keeping plants alive. So I have fake flowers in there.
Oh,
But
nice.
but yes, the start rate is $200. 2 hours. You can check in anywhere between 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. And right now we're not double booking. We're doing like small parties because of COVID. We want to make sure the space is clean for the next guest. So
Oh,
it's been
nice.
pretty good. So yeah. I was like, it's my little
Yeah.
baby. I'm in between redecorating, like painting. I'm supposed to be painting my walls over and my floor over. I just got all these crazy little pillows and stuff. So
I loved watching you watching you work when you were pregnant with baby Phil. I was just like, look at her go. You were like a little you were like a fireball. Like
I
half the
have,
time I would be watching you, you were just like,
it
you
was
know.
like, I don't know why. First of all, I'm just a person that just likes. I'm always doing something. And Poe's like, yo, that's why the baby act like that because she get that from you. I'm like, Apple, why don't you sit still? He's like, first of all, I'm like, I know she's a baby, and second of all, he's like, she's crazy like you. Like she just want to be nonstop. And I was like, all right, I got a cutoff time to when I'm not gonna work. And then that cutoff time, I was like, okay, but let me just do this. Now I gotta do this. Let me do this. I think I stopped working like October, and I was due in November. I was all over the place. And then we were moving. So it was like, I want to get her room together. I want to paint. I'm asking my doctor, like, can I paint? Can I spray paint? He's like, yeah. Pills got me this. She's crying now. Got me this heavy duty mask. And I was just like, all right. So it was
Yeah,
fun. It was like, when I got to my point where I was like, all right, Iris, you can't move like you used to. You got to sit there. I remember my
you
last
gotta
photo shoot I did. I was like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed to say that I feel crazy right now that I need to stop. They're like, why are you embarrassed? I was like, because I probably should be home. But yeah, I just,
no, you just look so active and that's also another blessing, because not many people have that.
right. I probably
They're
like
not
was working out till I was like 5 months and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, but I can still paint. I was, painting on the floor. I was like, I can't paint on the floor no more, but okay, I can get a table. I can paint on the table now. Like just trying to make, different adjustments. It was fun. I was like, and I can show her these little videos when she gets older. Like,
Yeah. When are you coming back out here? I want to have you back in
I
Nairobi
don't
at
know,
some
but we
point.
keep talking about it. Like,
But if you come back to Nairobi, you're having another child.
oh my God, well, that's not possible anymore. I got my tubes removed. I was like, I'm done. My doctor was like, are you sure? I was like,
Are
yes.
you serious? Yeah, look at me in
Then Phil
shock.
was like, we're
And I'm
done.
just like, girl power. Okay. Call
I'm
this
like,
shot.
so now if I want to have another little baby, then we're gonna adopt. But we're done.
Oh.
I'm the only
I-
child. Plus, I have a little sister. She's 10, so I'm like, that's my other baby. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
but we were talking about it. We
Okay.
were talking. I'm like, oh my God. As soon as everything seems to be like it's cleared, which I don't think it'll ever go back to normal. And now I definitely don't want to take her on the plane. She can't wear a mask. I just think that's weird that I'm gonna be on a plane and she can't wear a mask, but I have one on. But we were just talking about it. I was like, I want to go back to Kenya and bring the baby, or even go without the baby. But like, we just want to travel and take her everywhere. But we, when we figure out the time, we're definitely going to, keep you posted and everything. Cause
Well, this time that you do come around, I mean, I feel like it's gonna be about you meeting other artists, introducing you to people that you can collaborate with, because there's so many brilliant spaces that could inspire, you know, and get you into speak with the mamas in the village, just to get the back end of their stories and see what that ends up looking like. I mean, but for right now, I just wanted to catch up and see how you were doing, and yeah.
thank you so much. I'm glad I did it. I was like, oh my God, I'm running crazy. I was like, but I want to do this. I was like, okay, yeah. I didn't even think about it. I thought about it for a little bit, and I was just like, I'm gonna make time. Like, I just feel like I'm so all over the place, and this is probably my second interview I've done since after I had the baby. I'm like, I just feel like a crazy person. Like I'm constantly running.
Oh
So
no, that's
thank you so
awesome.
much for having me. Like,
Absolutely. I'm so happy. Hey, thanks to wait, I have to throw a huge shout out. I love this beautiful dress that I'm wearing. It just looks
it's
so
pretty.
it's so comfortable. comfortable, but thank you to Miss Diana Poti for hooking me up. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
so
she was
comfortable.
part of the
You remember her? Yeah, she
yeah.
was. And I was like, yeah, I want to wear something of yours. And yeah, she hooked me up, and now I'm feeling so glammed out in the house.
Aw.
Um, jewelry sponsored by Mother Dearest. Well, not rings sponsored by me, myself, and I. Hair done by thank you, Leo's, whatever, Leo's studio. It's
I
like
love
Leo's,
the ring.
whatever. Which one?
Both of them.
Oh, wait, there.
Yeah, I like both of
This
them.
one's an. This one is an owl
I'm blind. You see, I
of
got.
some
Oh
sort.
yeah.
Of some sort. Anyway, I had these made, and I thought I would get a jewelry collection done, which is just not easy. So I'm not doing it.
You
Not
should
again.
still do it. Just take your time, but still do it.
I know. Yeah. So I am definitely, I'm gonna reach out to you. I feel like you and I need to definitely do a cool collabo.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy needs to get her t-shirt because she's so in love with it, and she's laughing at me because I said, you come here and we'll get you a baby number 2, and obviously that's just not happening. Um, I'm like, I'm like, you know what, 2020, really? Um, but I mean, are there any people that you're going to be working with in the next coming, next 2-3 months coming up, or are
I'm
you just
still
taking it a day at a time?
um well, I'm still doing a collab with Joy, Joy the Feeling, doing the mom shit bags. I'm still doing collabs with Patricia Field. I have a few people not confirmed yet, that I'm working on some collabs with, but I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. I'm trying to get back into doing shoots because I haven't done those in a while since all the COVID, and I'm like super scary, like. So
Yeah.
I'm working on a couple photo shoots I have coming up for like different accessories and masks and all that good stuff that I can't wait to share with everyone. So
Okay.
yeah.
Tell Daddy Pills I'm waiting for the vodka, man. He needs to send me
I'll let him know. I'm like, when did he
like
say?
a whole box, and to send me. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is really sad. So I'm on his page checking out his food stuff, and I'm like, really? like I was looking at all the seafood and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh gosh. Okay, so Chef Phil can come to Kenya and he can collaborate with some of the chefs out here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we could hook it up. But in the meantime and in between time, last words, some fire starter, firecracker words. Floor is yours.
Oh, for me to say?
Yes, ma'am.
I always just tell people to just own it. Whatever it is that you love to do, whatever it is that you want to do, just own it. You can do it. Just keep going. Like I said, you said you want to start your jewelry. Just do it. Don't even wait for anything. You just got to get up and go. Like I remember when I was first starting out, I was like, well, what is this and what is that? And I'm like, okay, like no, it's not about that. And when you first starting off, it's about you. So if it's something that you're doing that makes you feel good, own it, do it. Don't be
Oh,
afraid
I
to
love it.
do. Don't be afraid to be yourself, and just own being yourself and have fun.
Oh,
You know.
thank you. Thank you. Hey to anybody and everybody who has kind of tuned in. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being part of this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think I have 34 subscribers. Really, who does that?
You got.
Please.
I don't even. I need to be more serious with my YouTube because it's just in shambles right now.
I do this because I love it. So half the time I'm like, this is for me. It's not for you, but it's really no, it's for you.
You gotta
I
send
am
me
like,
the link. I think you did send me the link, or I have the link, and I'll post on my page.
yeah, please. So yeah, so everybody, thank you so much. I really love I love everything that you're doing. I'm gonna keep a watchful eye. I'm gonna make sure that I reach out. I'm gonna probably order from you or pre-order from you some of your t-shirts, whatever you have new that's coming up. Definitely want to support and put that out there. So
And I got
yeah.
some mom shirts coming out too. I'm gonna send you one. So
Yay! Okay, wait. See, if I don't do this, this will be really wrong. You gotta hook me and Dorothy up because now Dorothy's all up on my timeline, and if I don't say it and if I don't do it, then she'll mess me up. She'll wait for me outside of my house, and she'll just like, I got you. Anyway, but I love her. I can't wait to you until you meet her. She's like a fun energizer person. She's just go 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 go. But okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to my partners, Nokia. I want to say thank you to Thamar. Sorry, I'm not wearing your nail polish, but I've been on mommy duty like crazy, and that's just it's not worked out yet. I want to say thank you to Crafted Nairobi for being part of this. I want to say thank you to Itikadi for hooking me up and then some. These are some of the Kenyan brands, and I just absolutely love you. We'll be talking to Claudia. That's going to
oh
be a fire
wow,
starter.
yay.
That's going to be
So
next week, Thursday.
crazy because I feel like we all kind of, still in connection with each other. Like, I'll comment, DM them, and I'm like, everyone seems like they're doing like so good. I'm like, I'm so happy that I met all of y'all. I had like amazing time, and I'm like, that was what 2018, and we're still all like connected, even though we might not hang out in person or
Exactly.
whatever. I'm like, I'm still like, proud of what everyone is doing. So
And Jamal and Mariana and yeah, absolutely sending love to everybody. Like I said, I'm getting back to the tribe. I'm like, I'm calling you up. So next week we'll be talking to Claudia, little
I'm
fire
attending
starter.
that.
And yes, please do. And then we'll see Mariana when she gets time, and also Jamal, see what what he's working on and how he's trying to take over New York. And yeah, and the rest of the crew. So, but sending love and have a beautiful weekend ahead. Stay blessed. Get out and vote. And say her name, Breonna Taylor. All right, I see my son. They're like, shh, pss, 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 pss. I'm like, yeah, I'm done, guys. See you guys. Ciao. Have a beautiful evening.
See
Thank
you.
you, darling. Mwah, mwah,
Bye.
mwah. Bye. All right.